Introducing the plaintiff, J. Jonah Jamesons. They claim that beyond the hype of the web-swinging mechanics lies a game that offers tedious, chore-like side quests, a story that tries to do too much in too little time, and a combat system ripped straight from the Batman Arkham series. Introducing the defendant, Spider-Man PS4. They claim that this game really makes you feel like Spider-Man. Bringing in the best elements from past Spidey games, the defendant claims to have simply built an open-world jungle gym for you to take control of your favorite web-slinging hero and enjoy the, feeling of being Spider-Man. We shall see. The dishonorable Judge Crook presiding. Ladies and gentlemen, Crooks Court is now in session. I have reviewed the case, and despite this being a game that I've personally spent a lot of time with, I'm still gonna call this one right down the middle. Let's take a look at the evidence, starting with, as always, the gameplay. The number one thing everyone talks about with this game, and really the backbone of the entire game, the web swinging.
Spider-Man makes me sick.
It's good. Let's take a look at some witness testimonies. The web swinging feels extremely fluid, and traversing around the city is incredibly fun. See, I told you. Any counter arguments from the plaintiff? The web swinging was a major disappointment. It's just far too easy. You can't even take fall damage or get hurt by a wall. Easy? Maybe. Fall damage? Mm-mm. This sounds like a job for Spider-Man. Oh. There are different animations for different actions, such as running up a fire escape or point launching through a water tower. Yeah, I'm not joking. You can do that. He's right. You can, in fact, do that. Up here. Bang. Through the thing. Didn't get it.
With him.
Oh, these are hard to get, man. There we go. Oh, that was some good maneuvering. One of the best. Whoops. Ha, I got one. The gameplay is solid, though, but something special and repetitive. And I know that there is gadgets, but there's so few of them until you actually upgrade the Storgy. Yep. The combat. The combat is often compared to the Batman Arkham series. Some like that, some don't. Leading to a lot of mixed reactions. Let's take a look. Excellent play with your food combat. Chef's kiss. 0. Well, I'm not really sure what to make of that. The combat was my favorite part, even if it's heavily derived from the Batman Arkham games. This is basically perfection of the Arkham style of action hero gameplay. Pretty positive stuff. But Gold Pisser says the reviews are great, but looks like Arkham Asylum and Arkham City will remain the kings of the genre. It seems the opinion on combat is that while it may seem a bit familiar to die-hard fans of the Arkham or Assassin's Creed games, it's still different enough to give a new sense of agility and variety to melee combat that we haven't completely seen before. Hitting the perfect series of counters can be extremely satisfying, but some say this is not enough to save it from drawing those unfavorable comparisons. And as for the web swinging, both parties seem to agree that it's satisfying to maneuver through the city, but does it get too stale too quickly? We'll get into that in the final verdict. First, the story. The story was good, but not as powerful as Bateman's.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Bateman. The story is ridiculous and the dialogue and silly. Is this true? Is the story and the dialogue and silly? The story is very solid and good. It's bot perfect because there's some few times that the story is pretty boring, but it's usually to expand it. The story felt shallow, ordinary, and rushed. The story is perfect. tole graphique tole erlebrenes tole story. All right, I think I might have exhausted this. I'd say, almost surprisingly, the feelings on the story are overwhelmingly positive. The main complaint I'm seeing is that some areas of the story feel just a little rushed. And also, MJ has a knack for ruining your feeling of being Spider-Man.
Hey, Pete.
Shut the fuck up. But generally, the story was emotionally driven and gave us some pretty dramatic moments.
Demons were talking about it when they held me. They're going there to get...
Oh my god.
To get what, Charles? What do the demons need to get at Grand Central?
Is that guy wearing a paper bag on his head? Ah!
What the...
Charles!
Oh!
What the hell?
Peter Parker, what the hell, man? The plaintiff and the defendant will now share their closing arguments. First, the plaintiff. Ridiculous! Me and my mum have tried helping my 4-year-old brother at the Rhino and Scorpion, and all I have to say, it's ridiculous, unrealistic, and has brought tears to my family. Overrated, do not buy, just Avengers reskinned, not fun, doo-doo fest. Interesting. Now over to the defendant. How do you respond? The winging is so frickin' fun in Does game, like you will have so much fun. I love how Peter is so fun in Does story, and MJ, they are very fun. Man, don't get me started on the villains, they are so fun. And all the fights we have, they are so great and just makes it feel like, all right, you kind of lost me at the end there, but hey, I like this guy. He's fun. Here's to you, guy. The most fun I truly had with this game was playing as MJ. Wow, Jennifer Lopez, I am surprised at you. I can tell you that this was not my experience at all.
Can't let him see me.
Whoa, fuck, he definitely saw you. Whoops. He didn't notice that. I don't think we really need to worry. He's not gonna see any. He just kicked it. Get this trash can out of my way that wasn't here a second ago. Now, I said I'd call this one right down the middle, so here it goes. Spider-Man PS4 has a gameplay loop that starts to show its repetitive nature after just a few hours with the game. Simple combat attacks do 90% of the job for you, and the web-swinging mechanic more or less drives itself. The MJ and Miles Morales missions bog down the pacing of the game, and the side quests offer little incentive to complete and are really just there as filler for an otherwise pretty empty open world. But here's the thing, none of that matters. All this game promises to do is deliver a satisfying realization of swinging through Times Square as Spider-Man on your way to beat up a large human rhinoceros. And does it deliver on that promise? Yes, it does. Is the combat a little Arkham-y? Yeah. Do I think that's a negative? No. The style works for Spider-Man, arguably better than Bateman, and the combat is just as thought out here as it is in those Bateman games. You may have a preference, but they're not miles apart. They both work pretty well.
Hey, he's winning!
Whoops. You can have that back.
Good work.
Thanks.
Few left.
Yeah, I felt pretty good about that one. So for my final verdict, this is a game that gracefully walks the line between being something you can sink your teeth into for a few solid days, or pick up after a 6-month hiatus and still have a pretty good time.
I'll be glad when it's over.
I'm losing it. Spider-Man's getting kind of sloppy.
Best in public speaking. I'm calling about something else.
What's up?
Hold on, Davis. I'll call you back. Whether you're 4 years old or 40 years old, this game aims to appeal to anyone who's ever been a fan of Spidey. And it actually accomplishes that pretty well. With inoffensive but good writing, simple but satisfying gameplay, And an open world that gives you the freedom to do whatever a spider can.
Look out! Here comes the Spider-Man!
This game has one job. It's not to give you a Red Dead Redemption open world or a Doom Eternal combat loop. Its job is to please Spidey fans from the young to the old. The sons and the fathers, mothers and the daughters, comic book nerds and comic book novices, hardcore gamers, softcore gamers, Marvel fans, DC fans, and everybody in between. And really make them feel like Spider-Man. And that's the verdict on Spider-Man PS4.